Hello, my delightful demon spawn, and welcome back to another Reaper
Duel
Ranks.
of Destiny.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you're also not right either. Reaper Ranks episode.
Topic? Duel of Destiny.
Yes, we are still continuing the endless spree of self-indulgence. I promise at some point I'll make a tier list video that's not something involving my own work. But, you know, I make no promises. And so anyway, yeah. Although this tier list is going to be a bit different from the last few that I've done. The Fighting Game Freakout, Credit Quest, and Marathon of Misery ones were how much I liked the final product of what came out. The video itself. I want to start moving away from doing that because that really feels like narcissism. Instead, we're going to be talking about the content of said videos, that being the games themselves, or whatever the material happens to be. So with those ones I've already done, I'll update them in time with new criteria, and I'll re-rank all of those games according to the new criteria. But this is going to be the first foray into doing that. I thought I was going to do that with Corruptions. I'm saving that for later. But yeah, expect a Corruptions tier list some relatively soon. So yeah, but anyways, and if I was gonna do a ranking episode about Duel of Destiny, it would not feel right to not include Dan.
Right, because we've done this series the whole time together.
Yeah, it's our show together that we webcam. My freaking webcam froze. Come on!
I mean, we could do it either or, you know?
I'm
still going to be a part of the video with the whole voice thing. Ah, there we go.
Yeah. My webcam has just been freezing at the most fucking convenient times. Anyhow, so, yeah. Basically the premise of this credit quest... Okay,
Duel
alright.
of Destiny.
We're even. Now we're even. Okay. The purpose of this Duel of Destiny tier list is, I'm gonna go through the games that we've played so far, and then, on the scale here we have, I'm primarily gonna ask you, since, you know, y'all know my feelings about these games. I make it pretty well known before, like, through the videos. But since you're really starting to have a deep dive into this genre since meeting me, this will primarily be, your call for these games.
Oh,
so,
thank you. I feel honored. I'll be honest.
So, yeah, because, you know, I want to see, you know, how, like, what your memories of these games are, you know, how they've impacted you, and, you know, what we'll have going forward. So, yeah, we got the games down here, and then, yeah, we're gonna go chronological order from, the first episode all the way till the last one that's been uploaded. We've recorded more. We're not going to get into those yet because, you know, that's the next wave of episodes. But they're not ready yet. We're still cooking.
But so far, we've got some great material to work with and rank up.
So, yeah, let's get into it. Starting with
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
A game I started credit questing after the Duel of Destiny. And, I've got opinions about PS All-Stars.
Sometimes it works fun for you, sometimes it just makes your blood boil.
For real.
I mean, shit, it was a pretty fun game when I played as a kid, but there was plenty of jank that I had to go through myself.
Yeah, this was a game that you said you had played before. So, yeah, let me explain the tiers. So, at the very bottom we have trash.
Yeah, that explains itself.
Well, that's pretty obvious. Guilty pleasure. The game is not good, but it's one of those games where it's not good, but you still have fun with it anyway.
Right.
So yeah. We have mid.
Mid.
Pretty freaking good.
B+.
Yeah, just, you know, pretty good. You know,
and run
if you
it
really
back,
want to,
RN.
run it back right now. If you had the opportunity to basically do a rematch episode right now, you know, is the game good enough to go on that tier? That's the S tier, essentially. So yeah, where would you put PS All Stars?
I put it mid, but like it's still gonna be a high mid. Like it would reach pretty freaking good if it wasn't for the janks.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would say a lot of the jankiness comes from the fact that there's no like this. It was made in an era before competitive Smash really took a hold of platform fighters. So the stages, there's no option to turn off stage hazards. You know, there's no
Omega form stages.
No, there's always stage hazards going on. Granted, part of that is the appeal of the game, the fact that stages like merge universes together. That aspect is actually really cool.
Right.
You know, because you'll have like Columbia from BioShock Infinite, and then all of a sudden the Iron Maiden from Twisted Metal shows up.
Or
even
like,
if the Iron Maiden is the worst Twisted Metal boss.
Or like just a cute, funsy little world from another game.
Loco Roco.
Yes, and then suddenly cut in with Metal Gear.
Metal Gear Ray. Yeah, because you know we got Raiden, and not Snake. I will say I don't know if Matt McMuscles has already done a What Happened video on PS All Stars. If he hasn't, he should, because the development of this game may actually be more interesting than the game itself. The challenges that Superbot... Actually, Bumbles McFumbles made a video about one-and-done developers, and Superbot was one of them.
That's the only game they made?
I'm pretty sure that's the only game Superbot Entertainment made, and Sony basically tried screwing them over the whole time, and a bunch of third-party publishers tried screwing them over. I think they asked Activision for Crash and Spyro, and they wanted too much money. And then I think they asked Square Enix for Cloud, and Square Enix was like, yeah, but what about this and all these excuses and all these like weird non sequiturs, and they were just like, yeah, okay, we're not.
Meanwhile, Cloud,
we're not putting them. We're not
Smash.
Yeah, sometime down the road. Well, Cloud barely got into Smash because Nomura is weird. But yeah, the first episode hit mid, and you know what? I feel the same way about the video. I feel about the same way about the video.
Still, I had a fun time playing with you.
Yeah, even if I did clap you pretty hard at it for still being relatively new to the game.
It's all right. I'll have opportunities to clap you later.
Don't read too much into that.
Yeah.
Virtua Fighter 1.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I would put it at pretty freaking good because it is obviously like the first in the series, but it's where the potential all started from there.
Yeah, the first 3D fighting game ever made. Like for it being as old as it is, like all I really want for VF1 is just a proper arcade port of VF1. Because if you try emulating it on main, it runs like ass.
Yes, and we've played the arcade version of Virtua Fighter.
We've played a real arcade cabinet of it, and the emulation gets nowhere even close to being able to do the game justice.
Exactly.
So yeah, even though I did get my Get Back on that arcade machine,
I'm okay with it.
but yeah, frickin' Sega, give us more Virtua Fighter 6 news, please. I would appreciate it. We called VF6 in the video, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can call some news, because god damn it, I want some more. Evo Japan? Is that when we have to wait?
Maybe?
I don't know. Alright.
Next.
Small arms. Judging by your reaction, I don't think it's gonna... I think I already know what tier.
Put it in guilty pleasure for your sake.
You're...
That is your guilty pleasure because you played that shit and you knew how to play it ever since.
Really? You're willing to compromise and willing to...
You had fun. You had fun.
Okay. I will keep reiterating this. I played the game as a kid on the Xbox 360, and I will fully admit, in terms of platform fighters, it's not the greatest. I will say, if you could get 4 people to play it at the same time,
then it would be fun.
It would be a little bit better because it's basically a hybrid between a platform fighter and like a shooter, and it's definitely weird. And it didn't help that for like half the video we either played on moving stages or the same stage over and over. But some of the stages also get pretty like some of the other stages are nice. There's like this moon-based one that's really vertical, and it has like these winding paths. But you know, I think it's a vibe. I think there's like a waterfall stage, kind of like the Naruto waterfall stage in Battle Stadium DON.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think one of the DLC levels is an iceberg, kind of like Summit in Smash Bros. So, you know, it is certainly an oddity, and I mean, you can still buy it on the Xbox store for a couple dollars.
Which is crazy.
So, you know, yeah, the fact they've never delisted it is wild. But, yeah, I'm grateful that you were willing to put your judgment aside towards that game to at least give me that, because if this was my choice, I would have put it in Guilty Pleasure. Because, like, I will fully admit it's not great. I wish there was more. I wish the melee combat was a little bit more than just mash one button, and if the dash system was better, you know. Part of me feels like
the way your the gremlin channeled out was funny.
Yeah, and it was the first game where either of us got a shot out. So yeah, and I will take that with stride. So yeah. Martial Masters.
I'm trying to remember that one.
That was an early one. That was like that was the first like proper arcade game. Like, obviously Virtua Fighter was arcade, but we had to play the 32X version because of emulation issues. Because MAME can't get its act together with VF. But like that was the first game we played on MAME, and it was like the Chinese. Akin like thing. Are you about to pull up the video?
Maybe.
To take a look at it. But yeah, it's like the sprites were like incredibly detailed, and you had your girl Red Snake. I think that was one of the characters. You know, freaking Lotus Master was one of your other characters.
Oh yeah, I'm remembering Lotus
game.
Master now.
But yeah, I'm also totally letting him just pull up the videos in case he doesn't remember. I think during the editing we might as well put clips of what we've been through. I am absolutely not doing that. I am putting in background music, but not whole ass clips. Just watch the videos. The videos need more views.
Yes, videos need more views. Give us the views.
We want the views.
Okay, now I'm remembering. Okay. Now
it was very Street Fighter.
Yes.
With it's got some Street Fighter isms. It's got the 3v3 like KOF.
And then of course you hit me with You were always hitting me with Tiger.
Tiger, the big body Christian man. The freaking. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put that in mid. Let's put it in mid. I mean,
okay.
Still trying to engage in this genre, but I wouldn't say it was bad at all.
Yeah, Martial Masters. It's definitely like I think that's a perfect spot for it, because it's like if you're already in it's definitely not a game you can kind of bring someone into cold. Like it's
definitely something you can find on an arcade machine.
It's so derivative of other games. It's like you would probably want to have someone play Street Fighter or KOF or some of these other games before playing Martial Masters, because it's like you can play that and kind of see like the parallels between them. But Martial Masters, it controls good. The sprites look really good. IGS kind of cooked with that game.
didn't cook.
But I think their fighting game output peaked with Spectral versus Generation, which we haven't got yet. So
we'll have to wait till we get it.
If we do get that game, then you can kind of see the progression of that. Or we can get Alien Challenge, which was a fighting game they made before Martial Masters, and you can see where they evolved from.
I see.
Alien Challenge is it's a fighting game, all right. All right.
Next game.
Dengeki Buko Fighting Climax.
It was pretty freaking good. I'm not gonna lie, pretty freaking good. It was pretty awkward with how it played, but I really believed in the whole potential of like total anime crossover games. Like we could definitely get more with shonen, like better ones too. Shonen. Gem Force. Sorry, that actually had a real cough. But yeah, it was pretty fun playing through like an actual 2D Spectrum game with those anime characters.
Yeah, I didn't know it at the time, but it was developed by French Bread, the same people that make Under Night and Birth, and like some of like the bigger anime fighters, like, and that game just kind of slipped in to like their like it's in their catalog, but it's like it's a hidden gem for sure, and I think it's on PS like I think you can get it on PS4 and 5 as Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax Ignition. But yeah. The only thing I'm miffed about is that we couldn't play as Akira in that video, but oh well. I got to throw dumpsters at you. So that's all good. And you know, I think that was your second W. Or actually no, it was your third.
Yeah, it was my third.
Yeah, cause you had VF1 and Martial Masters. So,
Alright.
Yeah.
Next game.
Toki Densho Angel Eyes.
Looking at this right now, it definitely was a game for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those early attempts. Toki Densho Angel Eyes was not necessarily the precursor to Dead or Alive, but it was made by the same developer, Tecmo.
Yeah.
So like it is kind of inarguable that it's a precursor to Dead or Alive, but like it's certainly I don't know if I would call it unique per se, but it's like it's in that weird spectrum of arcade games where it's like it's definitely janky, but it's not bad either. And like you have the mixed art styles, like some characters are 2D sprite based, and then you have like these pre-rendered Killer Instinct looking characters at the same time.
Like Lena
and Kiriko and the other chick, I forget her name, Kaya, or like Kaya, or something like that. I plan to credit quest this game eventually, because it doesn't play bad. It's not her. I think we played her earlier. I forgot the end of set mirror match. But yeah. Where would you put Angel Eyes?
I'd put it in mid.
Mid. Okay. Yeah, because
The Last Blade 2 is up next. And I gotta say, Last Blade 2 is pretty fun.
Yeah. I agree with you there. If you've not played Last Blade 2, there is a separate re-release of it on, I think it might be just on PlayStation and PC. I don't know if it's on all consoles or if it's just on a select group of them. But there was a port done by Code Mystics some time ago, and I think you can still buy it. And then,
yeah, I remember playing it on the PS5 with our friends.
Yeah.
That shit was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and obviously Fightcade is obviously an option, because
Fightcade.
it's a game that emulates well, because Neo Geo has gotten to a pretty good state over time. But yeah, Last Blade 2, the combat's nice and responsive. The characters are pretty well designed. Really good aesthetic. The sprite work, like
sprites definitely have a lot of good animation.
Yeah, like
especially with all the different unique fighting styles that all the characters have.
Yeah, whether they have weapons or not, or all that. You know, like I know people give a lot of their flowers to like sprite-based game to other like. I know like Third Strike is obviously a game that people like to put on that pedestal. Garo, Mark of the Wolves is one of them. Freaking JoJo's Heritage for the Future, I would argue, is one of those games that like people put up there. Like the Guilty, like a lot of the anime fighters, like are like earlier anime fighters. But Last Blade 2 is like is an unsung hero in terms of like really good looking game. Like it is like if there was like a Mount Rushmore of like classic sprite based games, like Third Strike and Garo like are for sure up there. And like I would probably put Heritage for the Future and Last Blade 2 on there.
Exactly.
Because, like, goddamn, the sprite work in Last Blade 2 is incredible. Like, seriously, if you haven't played Last Blade 2, you know, or even Last Blade 1, you know,
pick it up,
give
guys.
Last Blade a shot. Even the Neo Geo Pocket Color game, Last Blade Beyond the Destiny, you know, it's on Switch, I think PC. Try it.
Try it. All right,
Yeah.
next game.
Air Guys. God bless the ring.
God bless the ring, indeed. And honestly, just to rub it in your face, I want to say run it back right now, but this is going to be more of a guilty pleasure, if anything.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
But it's going above small arms.
So we are weighing them over each other.
I mean, I think I'll just weight those two, if anything.
Okay.
I'm not giving small arms the pleasure.
But, okay, so you're willing to compromise it, but it'll be at the bottom of guilty pleasure?
Yes.
Okay. So do you feel like changing any of these others around?
No, there's good so far.
Okay. But yeah. Yeah, the less I talk about Air Guys, the better, because, I've always struggled with Air Guys for some reason. I can't.
And the first time I picked it up, I suddenly clicked.
Well, number one, you were in total disbelief that, like, a third of the characters from Final Fantasy VII were in there.
And then I just click with them.
And then you picked damn near all of them, and completely washed me. And I don't know how, considering I played the game before and you hadn't. But yeah, like the main thing with that game for me is like movement is really weird. Like you're kind of like on an isometric view. Some stages are isometric, some are like kind of like just like not necessarily overhead or like that, but like you're in 3D space and you can move like essentially 360. It's not like Soul Calibur where it has like 8-way run, but like there's still like predetermined directions. So like you'll know,
Right, like tank controls.
where, not really tank controls, but it's like you'll know like if you press like up forward, your character goes up and forward. Like you know that. Like with Air Guys, you can run in just full circles and like your back turns and everything, and it's just such weird. It's almost like it's kind of a precursor to Arena Fighters in that aspect. Like it's like the movement in that game is super weird.
Oh
and
boy, can't wait to play an Arena Fighter with you.
I'm holding off on Arena Fighters on purpose because there's a few in there, but I don't want to oversaturate the list with Arena Fighters because you know
I mean, you could just pick like one of from each little franchise.
Each of the franchises.
Yeah, like you could just pick Storm 4 for Naruto Storm.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but Air Guys, yeah. The main thing is I still don't know how to block. I'm pretty sure you figured out how to block. I couldn't figure out how to block. How do you block in Air Guys? How do you block in Air Guys? I still don't know. But yeah, maybe one day I'll figure it out. Maybe if I credit quest Air Guys, I'll learn a little bit more about it. But yeah, needless to say, you know, I want to like Air Guys. It's a good idea on paper, but you know, the execution for me was, you know, not the greatest.
Next game.
It definitely earns a spot in Guilty Pleasure. Battle Arena Toshinden 2.
I'm gonna put it in mid. I'll be real with you, because looking at
that's fair. That is fair.
It is another 3D fighter.
Yeah, it's one of the earlier 3D fighters.
Yeah.
You know, not as old as Virtua Fighter, but like Toshinden 1. I think Toshinden 1 came out a year after Tekken 1 did, and I think it came out before Soul Edge did.
Right.
So like it was smack dab in between. It was the first 3D weapon-based fighter, I think. Like even before Soul Calibur, even before Soul Calibur's start, it's not really the precursor to Soul Calibur because, you know, we'll talk about it later. But like it was also Battle Arena Toshinden. The first one was the first fighting game on the PS1, just at all.
That's cool.
So, like, Toshinden has the history, and supposedly a collection of Toshindens 1 through 3 is supposed to be coming out, and in my opinion, the best game of the series is 3.
Naturally,
because
so.
like it has a much bigger roster and the mechanics are a little bit more fleshed out. But I enjoyed Toshinden 2. It wasn't that bad, and I mean, technically speaking, we could get it again because I put the updated version, Battle Arena Toshinden Ura, on the list. Ultimate Revenge Attack, I think is the acronym for Ura. But yeah,
Hell
so
yeah.
we could wind up getting it again because, you know, Toshinden needs a bit more respect on its name. But I will concede that Toshinden 2, like, even though it's it's much better than the first game, it still kind of falls into it. So yeah. Anyways, episode 10, The King of Fighters Neo Wave. Of all the KOFs that we could have gotten, it had to be this one. And it's the only KOF we've gotten so far.
And you still wiped me.
Yeah, it's KOF, man.
Yeah, rub it in.
Like,
but as far as like the whole the fact that it was my first KOF game, I'd say it was pretty good though. You could just put it in pretty freaking good.
Okay, I mean, for it being like your first real impression of King of Fighters, you know, that's understandable. I feel like if we update this sometime down the line with like more games, and maybe if we get more games in the series, I feel like it'll fall down. Because in my opinion, it's one of the weaker entries in the series. But even for being as weak as it was, like, Neo Wave can still be, you know, you can still get some. I still got enjoyment out of it when I played it. I mean, we had the, I figured out the meter set with Just Defends and guard breaks and all that, and it's like, KOF should try that again. Like, imagine modern KOF with JDs, kind of a la like Fatal Fury. Like, if they put that into KOF 16, shit. Like, that could be a game changer for KOF. And it's like, I feel like there might be a system like that, you know. It's kind of like what I wanted Shatter Strike and eventually Advanced Strike to be in 15, but you know, you have to spend meter on it. It's kind of like what the guard break was in Neo Wave, but Shatter Strike is a little bit more optimal than the guard breaks, just because the guard breaks were really laggy and you again, you had to spend meter on it. And,
right.
You know, a lot like I think a lot of those moves, you know, were pretty just not optimal, but the Just Defends on that meter set. And it also didn't take your freaking dodge roll away. Yeah, we didn't. I'm pretty sure that 1 meter, when we were, a point we complained about in the video was sometimes it would take the dodge roll away. I'm pretty sure it was that 1 meter set.
Of course it would.
Which, yeah, because like, I think the trade-off would be like a stronger super or some other thing, but we didn't know about that at the time. But yeah. And also heat mode. I don't know what the point of heat mode was. Like, it just gives you a damage buff, but you hurt yourself. It's like,
so you gotta
why would you
defeat the enemy quickly with
combos? Why would you do that? Well, you can just turn it on and off at will. So it's like, why wouldn't you just not turn it on and just save your HP? I guess unless you know you're gonna confirm
the kill, then you can go pop, 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 pop.
Like, if you know for a fact you're gonna get a big combo, and if you have heat on ahead of time, then you can cash out even more damage for sacrificing a little bit of your HP. I guess that's the psychology of it. I don't know. Neo Wave was basically a stopgap game between KOF 2003 and 11.
Okay.
And it was like to test the Atomus Wave arcade hardware with KOF to be like, oh, does this series work well on this platform? It worked good enough? Okay, let's make KOF 11.
Yeah.
So, you know, for what it is, essentially being a tech demo, it's fine. You know, it's... I personally would put it in mid, debatably guilty pleasure. Like, that's kind of where I would put it, but for you, since it was, like, your first real impression of KOF, you know, I get it. But, you know, maybe if, like I said, if we do update it, you know, and if we do play some of the other KOFs that, like, I personally think are better, like 90,
Then this
like 98 or 2002 or 11 or 13, 15, even 14. I think it's better. Like a good number of the KOFs are better than me, but
I'll take your word for it.
So maybe if the wheel would give it to us.
And what did the wheel give us next? Voltage Fighting Geyser.
Voltage Fighter Geyser.
I missed
It was my mistake. I put the wheel together. Okay, that was my error completely. But yeah, how do you feel about Geyser?
I'll put it on mid.
Okay. I would think you would have been a bit harsher towards Geyser.
I figured I'd just have to learn it more, if anything.
Yeah, I think it's one of those games where it's kind of, it falls into that Martial Masters, maybe a bit of Angel Eyes, where it's like, it's not a game you can put someone into cold.
Right.
Like you need, you kind of need to have like prior fighting game experience to kind of get the isms of it. It's not a game that you can really pick up and play, especially with the whole,
introducing me to a bunch of new fighting games.
Well, yeah, just the sheer lack of knowledge. Well, I mean, that's kind of the fun dynamic of this series, though, is that we're learning stuff with the games. But also, how when you beat somebody, you can then call them out, you basically steal their special move, or one of their special moves onto your character. And it's like, that's an odd mechanic, especially someone's first time playing it. It's like, you're basically not only trying to learn your character,
but also the enemy.
But then you're also getting this additional move that you're then focusing more of your energy towards, even if the move itself is not optimal, so then you're getting hit by other stuff. But yeah, I will concede that I was a bit of a jerk in that video.
Yes, you were. When
I picked Shenlong. But I will tell you, that video was the first time I ever picked that character. I had never played him up till that point. I'd only played as Geyser and Hellstinger.
Okay.
Those were the only characters I had played as up until that point. Because, this is a game I'm still relatively, I do want to do a credit quest on it, to do more of a deep dive on it. But I was still relatively fresh on it, but when I picked Shenlong, I just had that, you when you say you had those moments where it clicked, that was me and Shenlong.
Gotcha.
I was just like, what is this character? Wow, look, he has all these moves. They were relatively simple to do. They were fun. They looked cool. And I was expecting to like one of the more superhero-based characters. Turns out, no, I just had to pick the old guy in Kung Fu pants. That's what I had to do.
Nope. Never mess with an old man in a profession where people die young.
That is true. Next game, JoJo's All-Star Battle R.
It is definitely for the fans of JoJo who liked all the special, unique interactions.
Yeah. And
it's been a long time since this game was only locked to the PS3 at the time.
Well, because JoJo's had a weird, in the 2010s, it was weird. At least the early to mid 2010s, JoJo's has kind of been a weird spot in terms of licensing and all that. There was a spat with Eyes of Heaven because I think they forgot to use I don't know if Part 5 was localized yet, so they wound up using the original name for one of the stands, and they it got them into trouble, and they had to. I think they might have had to delist Eyes of Heaven, or do something with it.
That's funny because my friend still has it.
And I don't know if that was before. I think that was around the time that the newer anime adaptations were coming out for JoJo's, which, by the way, perfect timing. This is being recorded a few days after
the Steel Ball run began.
Literally a week after Part 7 started. So, yeah, how funny they were doing this. How funny. Valentine.
I'd put it in pretty freaking good.
That joke was horrible. Yeah. I know Dark Ace likes to tease me with it. I know. I
was more. I
uh,
was during that video though. I will admit I was less about playing the game and more just doing the whole funny reference humor.
it's not the deepest of games. Like, you can get cool stuff in there, but for the most part, it's just kind of being like, oh, I know that thing.
Wait,
I know
thing.
that thing. Yeah.
Is that a motherfucking JoJo reference?
Yeah, that's pretty much what the video turned into. What your experience with it was like. But I mean, that's kind of the whole point of that game, you know. I don't fault you at all for it, and I mean, even still, we had a fun time with it, you know. It's not my favorite JoJo's fighting game. We'll get to that later, or not even, or just
in a few videos.
Yeah.
Next game.
Yeah, All-Star Battle R was a good time. Yeah, Marvel versus Capcom. One.
Dope. One.
The OG, or not the OG. The OG is Children of the Atom. In terms of the actual named Marvel vs. Capcom games, like, you know, that was the
start of for our journey in it.
Yeah, because it's kind of like X-Men Children of the Atom through Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter was kind of like the it was not really prequel material, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a different era, you know. It was before Marvel vs. Capcom had its footing. And you're shaking your head because you're watching that moment. Yeah. Let's just say, for this game, you need to take that moment out of the equation. You cannot, I know that we are kind of basing, well, then again, this is the first time you really played Marvel vs. Capcom 1. I think
it is,
because I don't know if you played Marvel. I don't think you played Marvel vs. Capcom Origins back in the day, which had it on there, and then MVC basically got locked in licensing hell, licensing purgatory, until they released Fighting Collection, and then you got to really play it for that one for the first time. So yeah, where would you rank Marvel vs. Capcom?
Still in pretty freaking good.
Okay. Okay.
Next game. You know what it is. Go fight!
of all the games that we've played for this show so far, I would wager that I think Girl Fight is the one that has stuck with us the most, because that's we just say that randomly when we're hanging out, even when we're not on camera. We bring up Girl Fight.
It's our vocal stim.
Yeah, it's like it comes out of nowhere. We just
dude, that's a total girl fight. Girl fight.
Yeah, if a moment comes up where we can say it, we'll just say it.
I'm gonna have to put it in a guilty pleasure though.
Yeah,
because there was a bit of jank to it.
Yeah, Girl Fight is basically Dead or Alive without any with basically none of the depth. You know?
Exactly.
Because we've played DOA before, and DOA for the most part is a pretty well playing series. You know, thank God DOA is coming back with DOA 7.
That's good.
Not only are we getting a re-release of DOA 6 with DOA 6 Last Round, just put rollback in that game for the love of God. Just do that.
Just for our sake.
Because the rollback in Dead or Alive, or the net code in Dead or Alive 6 Vanilla is awful. It's terrible. It's terrible. The net code is terrible. But then again, that game came out in 2018, around that, right around the end of the 2010s. So that was still when a lot of Japanese studios were a little bit more hesitant to put rollback into their games. But yeah, Girl Fight was yeah. I mean, it kind of had something going on with the Psy-Amp system, where you could kind of give yourself different abilities before matches, where it's you could give yourself something where, like, you can heal yourself, or you can steal the enemy's meter, or
make yourself invulnerable for a few seconds.
yeah, like buffs like that, or nerfs for the opponent, stuff like that. But it's not really that well fleshed out. But for what it's worth, it was just like, I wouldn't call. I mean, it basically is PS3 and Xbox 360 shovelware. But for being shovelware, it's not the worst.
It's not the worst indeed.
Yeah, like, if you like DOA, but you're kind of getting sick of the main DOA games,
this game could be for you.
It could scratch that itch if you really need it. Like, but yeah, girl fight will continue to be a meme in our hearts.
Girl fight.
But yeah, all right, Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Run it back right now. Because come on, it's fucking MVC2, man.
Yeah, MVC2 is a legend. Like, it's like legendary status.
It's not going anywhere else. I don't see it going anywhere else.
MVC2 is the first Marvel vs. Capcom game I ever played, and it was one of the first Capcom fighting games I really played. Like, along with, like, Third Strike and Super Turbo. So
you don't want to try anything else with it.
Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I mean, I did. Like, there's a lot of other Capcom fighting games that, like, as I started diving more into this genre, I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, I obviously know the big names, but, like, the day we get something like Rival Schools or, like, Star Gladiator, I feel like you would really fuck with Star Gladiator and Plasma Sword, because, like, it's essentially Capcom's attempt to make a Star Wars-based fighting game, but they couldn't get the rights to Star Wars, so they made their own original characters, and it plays a little bit like Soul Calibur.
Okay.
So, like, it's like Star Gladiator, like, they took something that shouldn't have worked and they made it work regardless.
All right.
Because, like, Capcom in the 90s was built different. Like, even though Capcom's having a resurgence, like, they've been having it for the past few years now, like, nothing will compare to, like 90s Capcom.
With MVC2.
Well, MVC2 was 2000.
Oh.
But, yeah, that game and, like, Capcom vs. SNK2 were kind of like the swan song to that era of Capcom.
I still remember seeing that one versus match at EVO.
Yeah,
on the big screen.
Yeah, we watched we saw the top 6, I think, or top 4, like, in the arena before they started locking that off to people with wristbands.
Right.
Because, we weren't gonna pay for that shit. But yeah,
we just went for the one time.
Yeah, before we met Shin Black. And by the way, Shin Black, thank you for the chicken tenders.
Thank you again, dude.
we totally forgot to say it, but if you ever invite me onto your podcast, I'll tell that full story. There was a very clear reason why I forgot to say it, and we are eternally grateful for that.
Well, you just saved our stomachs from that day.
Thank you. Yeah, because we had forgotten to get something to eat. But, yeah. Anyhow, yeah, Marvel 2 is, yeah, like, if we really want, like, if we really wanted, like, when I was bringing up the rematch idea, like, that was one of the games I had the back of it. Like, I think even...
And I'm glad I agree with that, then.
In the video, I was like, I want to play more, I want to do another set of this game, because Marvel 2 is just one of those games where it's like,
you can't stop playing it when you pick it up.
It does have a high skill ceiling, admittedly, but it's just... Even if it's a game where you pick it up and smash buttons, it still feels good to do that. Like, moves are snappy and quick, and things just combo into each other really nicely, and you have the 3 different assists for every character, and the roster is gigantic, so you can just create essentially an infinite amount of combinations, even though 99% of them are not viable. It's one of those. It's a lightning in a bottle game that
Indeed.
Like, it can't be recreated. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 did get close by the end. Like, it almost got there, but not quite. for me. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is just, it's magic, man. Like, I don't know how the fuck they did it. But,
You're glad they did.
I'm glad they did, and it made me love fighting games even more than I already did. Yeah.
Speaking of loving fighting games, next game.
Mortal Kombat Trilogy.
You love this one? Well, like Mortal Kombat as a concept?
I mean, MK Trilogy's in, like, it's... Speaking of swan songs, this was really, like, the end of the classic era. You know, it was basically taking everything from, like, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and taking, like, the best of the best, and just kind of putting it all together. And, I will say, I like Mortal Kombat 2 more. I like the gameplay of Mortal Kombat 2 more. But, you know, I have been working on getting better with the Mortal Kombat 3 style of gameplay, and, you know, I am getting there. You know, the last time I played Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 with Dark Ace, we had a pretty good time with it. You know, especially when I was starting to learn Liu Kang a lot more, and obviously Scorpion. Even though, yes, I know Human Smoke is better. Human Smoke is just Scorpion, but better. I know I should just play Human Smoke, but it's fucking Scorpion. It's Scorpion!
It's Scorpion, poster child.
Yeah, and that's why nobody likes vanilla Mortal Kombat 3, because it didn't have Scorpion.
Exactly.
So yeah, where was your rank MK Trilogy?
I put it in pretty freaking good.
Oh god, that's fair. That's fair.
Next game.
I will say, if I was gonna pick a boss character, I should have picked Mataro. I should have picked Mataro, because he's already cracked to start with, but in Trilogy he's even stupider. But you know, if we do wind up doing the rematch idea, I have something special planned for Trilogy. So yeah, it wouldn't be the same thing again. So yeah. All right, JoJo's Heritage for the Future. My favorite JoJo fighting game.
Putting back right now, running back right now.
Yeah, I'd say it goes there.
I'm gonna grab that game honestly on my own PC and then try and figure out the legendaries of Naruto.
Oh my god! If you do actually decide to go forward with that's like, I think that would be like the moment where it's like I got you labbing. Like once you're labbing, like that's it. You're a fan at that point. Like you're a true fan at that point when you're starting to lab games. Like just from play, like you play one set and you're like, all right, I want more. There you go.
There we go.
Oh yeah. You know how I feel about this game? I credit quested it before, and you know I played everybody, and
big accomplishment right there.
It's just one of those. It's one of those games that, you know, it just hits, man. Like, and you want to talk about sprite-based fighting game sprites? Oh,
they've got it.
Oh, the sprites in Heritage for the Future. Like, that's another thing that can't, like, I don't know if that can be recreated without, like, serious dedication. Like, if anybody wanted to make a sprite-based JoJo's game now, it would have to, like, you would have to use Heritage for the Future as the template. And that's such a high bar to reach, because just the amount of love and passion put into every character, even characters that you can't play as, have things like Duel is in the. I think I talked about the Duel bonus stage in the video in the desert, where he's attacking you with his stand, and the whole stage you're just dodging his stand. That's coming at you in like waves, and like he's creating pits and all this other stuff. And then
it's an enemy stand.
Yeah, and then you finally get to him, and he goes down in one hit.
Just like the anime.
Yeah, and then like when you beat Vanilla Ice with the characters that, you know, fight him, that like interact with him and whatnot, like when you hit him, like you hit him into the light and he like shatters, like he does, and a lot of it's mostly, I think it's mostly based around the manga. Like I think some of the characters are colored to look a little bit like the OVA, and I think some of the voice actors might have been carryovers from the OVA, but a lot of it is rooted in the manga, except for Midler. They had to adjust the shit out of Midler to make her
work as a character.
Yeah,
right with.
Because in the manga, I think you only see her from like the waist up. Like you don't see her full body at any point in the manga. So it's like they kind of had to innovate with her. But yeah, Heritage for the Future. Fuck yeah. And yeah, if you want to play me in that game, get ready for Yellow Temperance. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright. Battle Stadium DON, or as one of my fans in the past called it, Battle Tedium DON.
Tedium?
That was what,
it's tedious?
That's when I was credit questing it, and I think that was how he felt watching those videos, regards to the game itself. Probably not towards me, just the game.
That it was just all tedious?
Yeah, I mean the arcade ladder is pretty bog standard. Like you do like a one-on-one, and then like you do a free-for-all, and then like a one-on-one, then another free-for-all, and you kind of go back and forth until you fight like a boss opponent, which is either Perfect Cell or Majin Buu. Or like maybe there was one time where I fought Frieza. I think it was mostly just Perfect Cell that I fought as the final boss for that game, which is odd.
Right, they could have included other characters.
Yeah, especially because like for One Piece and Naruto, like they didn't have very many of the villains in there. Because like Naruto had Gaara, but I wouldn't consider. I mean, I guess like original Naruto, like even then I wouldn't really consider Gaara a villain.
Yeah,
just because like he's mostly just misunderstood.
Yes, Naruto was the only one who understood him.
Yeah, and then
that changed him on the good path forever.
And then he has a full-on redemption arc in Shippuden.
Oh yeah.
So there's that, and then One Piece. Usopp? Question mark?
Usopp?
Is Usopp a bad guy?
No, he's one of the main Straw Hat pirates on the crew with Luffy.
Yeah, so they literally have no bad guys from One Piece at all. Like no Blackbeard, no. None of the other villains.
Sorry, we're not in watching One Piece.
I don't know One Piece.
We haven't watched season 1, and you know how many episodes season 1 has?
Too many.
Over 1,000. Yeah, bro. One Piece only has one season.
Yeah, the season that'll never end. Like, I can't do that. I had a thought.
I don't think I can either.
I had a take about One Piece. I can't do it. I can't do that to One Piece. Like, yeah. How would you rank Battle Stadium doing?
Pretty mid.
Mid?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was...
Super
it was
Dragon Ball.
Super Dragon Ball Z. Specifically Z.
What do I fucking say to it?
Again, much like Marvel vs. Capcom 1, you need to partially take our gameplay out of it. Like, how did you feel about just the game? Because, yeah, we know what happened.
Think my expression speaks for itself, babe.
You can't do it to this game. You can't.
Put it in.
Oh my god, just because I got the magic pixel.
I fucking had that victory.
Just because of the
magic.
Just because. Yeah. Yeah, Super Dragon Ball Z was made by the same developers that made the Street Fighter EX games, Eureka. And it doesn't really play like Street Fighter EX. But Super Dragon Ball Z is a very unique game in terms of all the I don't know, 700 billion Dragon Ball fighting games that exist. Super Dragon Ball Z is one of the more unique ones in terms of its gameplay and like the roster of characters it has. Like, I'm pretty sure it's one of the only Dragon Ball fighting games where you can play as Chi-Chi. Yeah, you can play as her. You have variations of characters. So you have some characters that are like standalone, but then other characters have variations. Like, I think there's only one Goku, but you have Vegeta and Majin Vegeta, and then you have Frieza and Cyborg Frieza, which shout out to Cyborg Frieza. Okay, now I'm being petty. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting game for sure. Like, if you can get a hold of it, whether it's physical or emulation, try Super Dragon Ball Z. It's certainly interesting. All right, Fatal Fury: Wild Ambition, the first Fatal Fury game we played.
Sorry, let me.
he's still doing the thing. He's still watching the videos back. But yeah, I will give you full disclosure. We partially did this game in Injustice because we played the PS1 version. Because
That's not the best version.
It has extra characters in it. It has Duck King and Mr. Karate in it as extra characters. However, the gameplay was, I wouldn't say heavily compromised, but I finally got the original arcade version to work, and I have a feeling it would work a lot better on your computer because it's more powerful.
Right.
The arcade version is a lot more responsive.
Okay.
So if we do rematch Wild Ambition, like, we would have to play the arcade version. And
Okay.
and you still get your boy Kim in that game.
All right.
So.
That's all I ask. Then, for now, we'll just put it in mid for now.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Like, so like Fatal Fury Wild Ambition, it has ideas. It was the first and only attempt to bring Fatal Fury into 3D, and it could have been better, but for being an early 3D fighter, it could have been a lot worse. Because I mean, there's a certain game that's creeping up on us, and yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Okay. Slap Happy Rhythm Busters.
Well, she slap on my happy rhythm till I bust her. Put it in guilty pleasure.
Really?
Or, no, put it in mid. Because the concept is pretty cool for like being a whole rhythm action game.
I mean, for the most part, it's a standard, it plays. It is 2D. It's 2D like, I think.
2.5D.
Yeah, it's one of the earlier cases of like a 2.5D game. But yeah, did I get Fatal Fury Wild Ambition and Slap Happy Rhythm Busters backwards?
Yes, you did in the order, but it's fine.
I've done it before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure with the I think it was the Marathon of Misery tier list. I did that before. Oh well. Both games are on that on the playlist anyway, so whatever. I made this in like 15 minutes, so I was bound to get something wrong.
It's okay.
But yeah, like, the main bulk of the gameplay is pretty bog standard for like 2D fighters until you land. I forget the specific name of the mechanic, but like it essentially goes into like a DDR like Beatmania kind of mode.
And it uses the face buttons in order to
Yeah.
match with the rhythm of
And
it.
yeah, I think if you're on the offense, hitting the buttons in sequence with the notes coming towards the center of the screen builds up a meter to get like an ender that does a lot of damage. But if you're on the defense, I think I don't know if you can either send notes to the other player, or if you're also trying to hit the same ones in sequence to try to keep the meter from filling up so that the opponent
doesn't go into fever.
Yeah, so that it does less damage. You know, it's kind of like a precursor to the to like how Dragon Ball Z Budokai would handle their like super moves.
Speaking
like
of
later
Dragon
on.
Ball Z Budokai,
Which we get to Budokai 1, which doesn't have any of those mechanics. if you get hit with a super or ultimate attack in that game, you're just getting hit by it. There's nothing you can do.
that it's what? I'm joking. Put it under mid because, like you said,
you wouldn't do that to me. Yeah. This is a game that I also have childhood nostalgia for. But yeah, Budokai 1 is I will say one of the best story modes in a fighting game. The story mode to Budokai 1 is pretty faithful to the first few sagas of the anime, and it includes a lot of stuff that other Dragon Ball games would just ignore, you know. And like it has some funny what ifs, like if Vegeta wound up beating Goku and the Z Fighters at the end of the Saiyan saga and then went Super Saiyan right there, or Frieza clapping the shit out of everybody on Namek, or what if instead of Cell absorbing Android 18 to become perfect, he absorbed Krillin by accident?
oh man, oh my,
And
that'd be scary.
yeah, that form and you get to play as that form of Cell in the game, and it is bizarre to say the least. But like they went in a lot harder than they had to, like especially because back then like Dragon Ball Z games like Dragon Ball Z fighting games in particular like were only really good in Japan with like the Super Butoden series. But then when Budokai came out, it was like, they get it! It's the anime! Like, we finally got what we wanted. And now, like, at least for a good while, that was kind of like the benchmark for anime fighters. Up until, ironically, Dragon Ball FighterZ came out. And then, I think Dragon Ball FighterZ is like the new benchmark for anime fighters, which, surprisingly, a lot of games can't seem to reach.
Arc Systems.
Yeah.
Thank you for Dragon Ball FighterZ.
No, NARCISSIST cooks. But yeah, this game, Dragon Ball Z Budokai was developed by Dimps, the same people that made the Rumble Fish, which I credit quested. Now that I remember Rumble Fish, I might have to reconsider that sprite-based fighting game Mount Rushmore, because holy shit, the Rumble Fish. But anyhow, you want to know what else Dimps would wind up developing down the road?
What?
Street Fighter 4. The Street Fighter 4 series. Yeah, they went places. So,
They did indeed.
yeah. Anyhow, next game. Akatsuki Blitzkampf.
Akatsuki Blitzkampf.
You're torn. I think you're torn on this game. You're looking to see if it's a game you want or not.
Yes, that's how petty I'm being. I'm trying to rank my choice from that.
That's not what this is about. Did you have fun with the game or not?
I know you did, because you wiped me.
Yeah, I did. I did. That
is another guilty pleasure.
okay. Okay. I'll give that to you. Like, I do like Akatsuki Blitzkampf, but it's also one of those, like, it's definitely an oddity. Like, it kind of falls into the, like, Gaokaiser or Angelizer Martial Masters, where it's like, you probably shouldn't bring someone that's still learning that's learning the genre into it. Although I will say, like, the simplified EX and, like, super move inputs were pretty nice. Because, like, for pretty much all the characters, like, doing the super moves was just down with all three attack buttons. Like, it was pretty easy. They were pretty easy to do. Like, I think there was only one character. The only character that didn't work like that was the Nun with Guns, Ananit. Because instead of having that, if you have full super meter and then you kill her, she resurrects. So, yeah.
Seems fair.
That's Ananit, one of her gimmicks. But yeah, I do enjoy Akatsuki Blitzkampf. I don't think I would enjoy it enough to put it into run it back tier. But like, I still really like it. You know, it's a hidden gem.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, freaking what I want is the sequel. To get a proper release. N9's Perfect Welt. Because yeah, that game is essentially a Kotsky Blitzkampf but with more stuff. And I want more of that stuff. But it's in arcade purgatory. So thanks. Thanks, EXA Arcadia. Ugh. But yeah.
Sam Show.
Samurai Showdown. The new Samurai Showdown.
I had a lot of fun with it. I'm gonna put it in pretty freaking good.
Yeah, despite my hang-ups with the game, I have to agree with you on that one. Like, for Sam Show, like, the last game that Sam Show had, was it? It could not have been Sam Show Sin. It could not have been. If it was, then that was a really poor game to leave the series on. But,
well, good thing they didn't leave it on there.
But yeah, when Sam Show came back, like, it was a few years after KOF 14 and SNK Heroines came out. So like that was still when SNK was trying to be in their comeback years. And weirdly enough, they tried to release KOF 15 a year after Sam Show, which would have completely crushed Sam Show's relevance. Like, it would have made Sam Show it would have made Sam Show relevant for all of, like, a couple weeks, maybe. And then KOF 15 would have steamrolled it. But if there was one positive to the pandemic...
It got delayed.
They had to delay KOF 15, which gave Sam Show more of a time to, like, develop itself. And they had, eventually, 3 seasons of DLC, and they had guest characters, and all that, and they were able to, like, really flesh that game out. God damn it, phone! Is this spam? I'm gonna check the spam.
Spam!
Yeah, get rid of it. But yeah, freaking, we got Baiken from Guilty Gear in that game. We got Hibiki from The Last Blade, which was really cool to finally see those 2 series, like, properly cross over in an SNK game, even though Hibiki was in Capcom vs. SNK 2, which also had Hamaru and Nakaruru, so they had already crossed over before, but, like, Last Blade characters should be in Sam Show. Like, if anything, like, if SNK wanted to make a really bold choice, they could either just do Neo Geo Battle Coliseum 2 to combine everything, or just a straight-up Sam Show cross Last Blade game.
Honestly, it would be called Samurai Showdown: The Last Blade. I mean, it's like literally right there.
If they made the final Samurai Showdown game that, and then it, like, canonically led into the first Last Blade game, because I'm pretty sure Sam Show and Last Blade are in the same timeline, but they're, like, separated by different, like, periods of Japanese history.
Okay.
That would be interesting. That certainly would be interesting. Even though the new Samurai Showdown was like a canonical reboot of Samurai Showdown, probably because of Samurai Showdown Sen, and because they wanted to just have a fresh start for the brand. You know,
right?
If, like, I don't know if SNK would be willing to do it, even though this game did, like, at least in their scale, like, it made money. So, like, if they made a Samurai Showdown 2, or, you know, if they made another they should not title it Samurai Showdown 2, because there's already 2 Samurai Showdown 2s. We don't need a third Samurai Showdown 2. And technically there's Samurai Showdown 64 2, so you have, like, 2.5 Samurai Showdown 2s. Like, just give it a subtitle. SNK, that's all you need to do. Samurai Showdown... something. Don't do a number, because that'll
I already gave my little subtitle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's for, like, the crossover game. But, I mean, just for another entry in the series. But, yeah. I would like to see more Sam Show. Because, like, it's, like, you want to talk about if Soul Calibur is like the father of weapon-based fighters. Sam Show is the grandfather. Like the birth of weapon-based fighters. Because like there really wasn't like there might have been a handful of like of games, like there probably were like in turn like before Sam Show, but it's like Sam Show is the first to combine like weapon-based combat with like traditional fighting game elements. So yeah.
Yeah.
When we get the older Sam Shows, you'll see that.
But you know what I'm not ready for?
Oh,
Fucking
Critic.
Trash.
This is the first game that genuinely hits trash.
Like, there is no other spot for it. Like,
what
the fuck do we even say?
I know I'm about to sound psychotic when I say it. I almost want to give it guilty pleasure.
Excuse you?
I almost want to give it guilty pleasure. Because the amount of stupid fun that we had while playing it together.
Yes.
It
is one of those games.
It's one of those games where if you are partaking in certain things with your friends and you just happen to have a PS1 or Sega Saturn lying around with that game, you know, turn it on for a few minutes for just some free laughs. Because we
had a lot of horrible laughs.
It is almost a so bad it's good game. Like,
so bad.
Like,
and that's the crazy thing. We found a literal physical copy of it at
yeah, we did run into a little bit after recording that video. We went to one of a retro game stores in Las Vegas, and we saw a physical copy of it just sitting there on the shelves. And both of us, and I saw it.
Both recoiled in such cringe and mirth.
We looked at it like it was like a slasher villain. We looked at it like in horror. It's like we thought.
But the fact that it was even right there.
Criticom was. If I don't even know if they've sold that copy yet. We might run into it again. Criticom is stalking us. Of all games. Of all these games that we've ranked so far, this is the one that doesn't want to leave us alone.
The sad thing is that it had an interesting plot from the intro. But
yeah,
we just stopped caring after the first fight.
The premise of it is kind of interesting. It's this like sci-fi kingdom thing that has like this magical MacGuffin or whatever, this crystal. I forget what it's called, and
it's supposed to like make
it's
you.
It's like it's like kind of like the legacy of this kingdom or whatever, and like you have all these different styles of characters. Like you have a bounty hunter and a ninja, and like different aliens, and you have a demon chick, and all of that, and like the potential was there, but you know,
it went fucking nowhere.
The combat is indescribable. Like, I can't even describe the combat. Like,
Neither.
It makes no sense.
Neither. It got us mad. It got us laughing. But it was not it, hon.
And you know what the best part is? It got a sequel. Yeah.
You're shitting me.
It's called Dark Rift for the N64. And, guess whose bright idea it was to put it on the Duel of Destiny wheel?
You're the only one who has access to the Duel of Destiny wheel, so I'm gonna blame you with 100% accuracy.
Yeah, if we land on that game... I think I said in the video that Cardinal Sin was the sequel. That was wrong. Cardinal Sin is more of like a spiritual successor, but Dark Rift actually has characters from Criticom in it. Like, it's meant... like. And I think the story is a continuation of Criticom's. So, yeah. If we do get Dark Rift, yeah. Just yeah. Stay tuned for the day we may or may not get that game.
Yeah. Well, speaking of staying tuned, I think we should take a little break, a little intermission real quick.
Yeah.
But we will be right back.
Yeah. I can pause the recording.
I do need to use the restroom real quick.
So, yeah. Alright, we're back. Dan got whatever it is out of his system, and we're getting this fucking game out of our system. Matra Melee.
Matra Melee.
Power Instinct. Matra
Still remembering how you just wiped me.
Melee. I will say, it is one of the most bizarre sets we've had. Even though I'm pretty sure I shut you out in it, we didn't play 5 games. We played more than 5 games. How did that happen if you didn't lose? Simple. We double KO'd twice. And instead of going to a 4th round or a sudden death thing or anything, they make you both lose and have to start the whole match all over again. I'm sorry, what? What? That design decision baffles me to this day. Like,
I'm gonna put.
what's the point?
I'm gonna put it under mid.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Power Instinct is one of those franchises that's definitely, you know, like, I wouldn't call it like an unsung hero of fighting games. It's like, it's gone on, like, it went on for about like almost 20 years. Like, it's kind of just been in the background forever. One of Atlas's first games, your arm is bleeding.
Shit.
I don't know how that happened, but, you know.
Well, context, I donated earlier. I donated plasmas.
Plasma. So, yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it. He'll be fine. Anyhow, yeah, freaking, yeah. I would have to play Groove On Fight again, the 3rd game, because Matra Melee is the 4th one. I know I have Power Instinct 1 planned as a credit quest, and that game is, it's an early 90s fighting game. I'll tell you that much. But, yeah, Power Instinct, Matra Melee, it definitely borrowed, it definitely had its KOF-isms, for sure. It was a Neo Geo, fighting game. And, you know, for what it was worth, it's not a bad game. But, again, it's just kind of in that weird middle ground. So, yeah. Also, we didn't know it at the time. The game had advertisements for another fighting game in it at the same time, Rage of the Dragons, which is absolutely on the wheel. And you could even unlock a few of the characters from Rage of the Dragons in Matra Melee.
Well, that's good to know.
Which was, yeah. I wish we would have known that before we started, but oh well. We made the episode, and that's all there is to it. Fight Fever!
Fight Fever!
Fight Fever.
Fight Fever.
So, I think the real question regarding this game is, which game do you think is worse? This one or Criticom? Because in my opinion, I think Fight Fever is the worst game you've gotten so far.
I'd say Criticom, honestly.
So you would still put Fight Fever in trash, but over Criticom?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I'm in a different position regarding that is because, you know, with Criticom, I already had 0 expectations to start with. You know, like, I had already I think I had played it very, very briefly, and like I'd seen videos of Criticom and whatnot. So, you know, it was in that era of like early 3D fighting games. Like, I kind of expected it to be rough. Fight Fever came out around the time that, like, you know, around the fighting game boom, around Street Fighter 2, and like the Neo Geo games started picking up steam and all that. So when I found it back in the day, when I was just downloading as many arcade fighting games as I could, and I found that, I was like, oh, what's this game? I'm gonna have such a good time with it.
Nope.
And it's just it's the stiffest, most awkward controlling thing you could possibly imagine. You could see in the video the simple act of throwing a Hadouken, or whatever the move is called in that game, the equivalent from the characters that had fireballs, was so horribly inconsistent. Like, sometimes you could throw them, sometimes the game would just completely ignore your input. Sometimes it would do things unrelated to what you were doing. Some of the moves were so horrifically unsafe and laggy that it's like, how are you even supposed to play this?
How did this make out of beta?
Like, yeah, how? I mean, but also back then it was kind of the Wild West with those games. Like the benchmark was Street Fighter 2, and like so many games were trying to ride the coattails of Street Fighter 2, but just couldn't quite manage it. Like they couldn't quite reach the same height as them. Even SNK, like they kind of knew that they couldn't reach that level with games like Fatal Fury and Art of Fighting and stuff.
But they still tried enough and still got...
So instead they went in their own different directions and, put their own spin on it. Sure, people called them rip-offs early on, but, they eventually found their place in history.
Mm-hmm.
But something like Fight Fever is just, it's literally trying to be... It's Street Fighter 2, but we're spending most of our time in South Korea. That's pretty much the gist of it. And, yeah, it's not good. It's not a good game. It's not even a game you can point and laugh at. Like it's not only horribly stiff and unfun to play, it's not even that, like, you can't even make fun of it. Like, at least with Criticom I can point and laugh at it.
You know it's a game you can't point and laugh though, because it was really fun?
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Weapon Lord.
No!
Pretty freaking good.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm not putting it rutted back right now.
Okay, alright, fine. I'll give it to you only because you gave me guilty pleasure for small ones. I'll give it to you. If this was my ranking, I would put it mid. Despite all my reservations. I
don't know. I had a pretty good time with it.
I'm glad we played the Genesis version, because,
it ran the fastest.
Yeah, like, if you play the Genesis... Like, as someone who has played every single character between the Super Nintendo and Genesis versions, the Genesis version plays better. I can say that with utmost certainty.
Mind you, this was my first ever time playing Weapon Lord.
But... The game, it just drives me crazy. I don't know why. It's just...
I don't know how, because I had fun with it.
It's a game I should really like. I should really like this. The whole, like, dark fantasy, like, almost like Conan the Barbarian, like, not quite Dungeons and Dragons, like, motif they have going on. Like, it should, I should like this.
It was more of the 80s dark fantasy aesthetic that they had. That's what you're trying to look for.
Yeah, because, like, you had Core, which was essentially Conan the Barbarian. You had Talasia, who was kind of like the tribal warrior looking shit. You had Zarak, the big demon guy, this big spider demon dude. All that. It's like the aesthetic is really nice, and at least the Super Nintendo version. Like, even though I prefer the gameplay of the Genesis version, I prefer the music of the Super Nintendo version, because like it makes like. It's more fitting with the dark fantasy theme. Although the Genesis music is also pretty good. I really like most of everything about Weapon Lord, except the gameplay. The gameplay drives me absolutely nuts, because it just doesn't make any sense. It's a 6-button fighter, but they also don't really clearly define like the two different sets of moves. Like, I forget if it's like you have like forward attacks and like backward attacks. I think it's how it's laid out, but like it's supposed to be different strengths, but it's so convoluted. And the fact that there's no real trades in the game, like the swords kind of act like real, like the weapons. Depending on who you are, it makes more sense that they act more like real weapons, because, like, they clash together, and, like, and they do that, instead of just doing a trade where, like, both players get hit or something. But it's like, that's what I'm used to in fighting it. Maybe me being the fighting game connoisseur that I am, or more of, like, just the avid fighting game enjoyer that I am has certain expectations with it, but you're still kind of learning the ropes with the games. And I think that's what allowed you to enjoy it more? Maybe? Like, you didn't have as much of a preconceived notion as to what it should play like. So you were able to enjoy it more. Maybe. On top of beating it. You know. We can't ignore that. And yet, freaking, like, I've thought about labbing Weapon Lore to try to get people back on it, but honestly, it's not worth it. Although I am willing to put it as a rematch game. Like, I would do that.
Good.
But, you know. Oi. I have a complicated relationship with Weapon Lord. Weapon Lord, I want to love you. Stop making it so hard. Just stop. Alright. Ultimate vs. Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Run it back.
Yeah.
There's only one spot it should belong, anyway.
Yeah, like, of all the games that tried to get, like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is the undisputed king of MVC, but goddamn if
Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is just fun.
If Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is not the number 2, you know, like, in recent time, like, especially with the modded version, I think if we do a rematch of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, we need to do the modded characters.
Indeed.
Because it's like, you know, with this series, I want to try to remain with, like, official stuff, but, like, with rematch, we can be a little bit more, you know,
creative.
We can be a little more creative. And modded characters, especially some of the ones that have been coming out recently, like, are really pushing the bounds of what can happen. And also, you would get your
DMC5 Virgil.
Well, you get that. You get DMC1 Dante. You get Gloria. You get Nero. Like, you get a lot more DMC characters. So yeah, someone should make Lady. I think Lady would be cool.
Lady would be fun, yeah.
But yeah, but also your trade-off would be, you know, you get to deal with me playing as Carnage and an Onslaught and your absolute favorite, Thanos. But don't worry, he doesn't have bubbles.
He better not.
He plays like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Thanos, which I don't like as much as MVC2 Thanos. But still, it's Thanos!
Or like Thanos.
Next game, Naruto
Clash of Ninja. For what it's worth, this is like one of the first few like Naruto games to come out, and it handles pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, if anything, this game may be an omen for when we eventually get Bloody Roar, what Bloody Roar will be, and if that's the case, I need to clutch up with that, because you were on the money with Clash of Ninja, and like when I played it played pretty similar to Bloody Roar, so it's like I feel like you could transition to Bloody Roar pretty well. Which terrifies me. Like that's a game where it's like we'll have some like real competition there. Like unless it's Bloody Roar 4. If we get that one first, then we're sorry. Why would you put me through getting that one first? On chance.
Well, because I like putting the first game and the last game on the wheel. The same thing could have happened with Toshinden.
Well, for now, let's put it up here.
Pretty good. Okay. Well, again, this is your rankings, so I'm not gonna try to dissuade you.
Second tag.
Yeah, I'd be. Okay, so you're just putting the things up now. Yes. Thank you.
Because, come on, it's fucking Tekken Tag.
Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Yeah, we can rematch and you can play characters that don't use capoeira.
I'm not going to stop with the capoeira.
There's so many out there. Okay, then in that case, promise me you'll put some respect on tigers.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. And also, I finally got the freaking Wii U version. after enough hunting, I finally found the thing. So
That's a pretty
so
amazing find.
yeah, because on eBay and Amazon and shit, it costs like $100 for a used copy because it was not printed as much. But I only got it for 30, so
That was a freaking steal.
I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah, Tech Attack Tournament 2. Yeah, I mean, I'm always down for Tekken, and the fact we finally got one. It took over 30 episodes. We finally got one. So yeah, great. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2.
Respectfully, because come on, it's fucking Budokai 2.
Okay, I will give you this. You haven't played Budokai 3 yet.
Okay.
It's on the wheel now since we've played 1 and 2. But I feel like that ranking will change after we play Budokai 3. But I totally understand it. Because I remember when I played Budokai 1 a bunch as a kid, and then my brother borrowed a friend's copy of Budokai 2, and I was like, oh my god, there's so much more! And it looks more like the anime! And yeah, even though I didn't get to play Budokai 2 as much when I was younger, it's still part of that. It's still part of that childhood nostalgia for me. Like,
I'm glad.
Budokai 2 does get slept on because it's kind of the awkward middle brother, because like Budokai 1 has the story mode and all that for like single player stuff that, like, you know, that game's known for, even though it's not the most balanced of them. Again, if your opponent lands an ultimate attack, you lose like 2 health bars automatically.
Practically.
And you know, thank God none of us tried to use if I would have switched around Frieza's capsules to allow Mecha Frieza, you would have been really mad. Because
I'm sure I would have been.
Because that capsule basically, I don't know if you have to be in final form or not as Frieza. If he goes down, and I don't know if he needs a minimum of amounts of key or whatever when it happens. If he dies, his spaceship comes down, sucks him up, and he comes back down as Mecha Frieza, and he gets all of his life back. It's dumb.
Yeah, I would have just straight up.
You would have just gone after me IRL. Fuck. But yeah. Granted, you can kind of give that with a lot of the other characters with Senzu beans, but I don't know if the Senzu beans are as effective.
Senzu beans.
So yeah, that might be the hottest take of the tier list. That you put Budokai 2 and run it back, but I'll hold you to it. ARMS.
Pretty freaking good.
Okay, we're just in the hot take section now. Like, wow, I would not put that there. I definitely would put it in mid.
I mean, the thing is, it has potential, is what I'm going for.
That is fair. I will say when we played it last, like the controls are definitely like different. It's definitely a different take on fighting games. I'm pretty sure ARMS has the least views of any of the Duel of Destiny games, which is understandable because barely anybody played this game. like even I don't know, like it's not quite the most obscure game we've played, but in terms of like the fighting game community, like it may be the like in that space it might be the most obscure because like nobody talks about it.
Especially since it's a first party Nintendo title.
Yeah, it was I think it was a launch title for the Switch.
It was?
I think it came out the same year the Switch did. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and I mean, all the DLC characters were free and all that. That was kind of like the end of Nintendo being good before they descended into corporate hell, or more like they went back to being corporate hell, because it's like during like the Wii U era they were pretty bad in terms of like corporate things, and then around like the death of the Wii U leading into the Switch, they kind of got their act together a little bit, and then they've gone back to being shitty again, especially with Switch 2. But you know, again, I'm still holding on to my mantra that I'm not gonna get a Switch 2 unless they announce
Smash.
some type of Smash for it. You know, you know, if they announce a new game, cool. If they announce a Switch 2 version of Ultimate, cool. Even if they announce Melee coming to Nintendo Switch Online, fine. You know.
That's
I'll do
crazy for Nintendo Switch 2. Might as well put it out already.
I mean, Soul Calibur 2's on it already.
Okay, that's different, and you know it.
God damn it. God damn it. If there's one takeaway you should take away from this video is that we want Soul Calibur. God damn it.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Next game.
Yeah, I'm surprised with ARMS' placement, but at the exact same time, given how the episode went, I'm not surprised you didn't together.
Persona 4 AU.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it.
Run it back, baby!
That was the game. I really should have stuck to my guns. I really should have just stuck with either Mitsuru or Akihiko. I should have stuck with either one of them, to be honest. But the temptation of Teddy trolling was too tempting, and I bid it for my art. And apparently, you were holding back too. Just a smidge. So yeah, Persona 4. Although it is tricky because I mean we might wind up cutting the intro for the. I forgot what happened, but the P4AU video got copyright claimed.
Of course it did.
And because of that, it didn't reach as much people as you would like it to. So not as many people got to see you beat my ass royally in that game. But you know, like I would definitely put that on offer for Arena. Same thing with like Weapon Lord. Like I would give you that. Just 'cause.
Also, move Weapon Lord up. I saw the look of despair.
Do I need to reiterate how I was forgiving to you for putting it in pretty freaking good? I will not let you put Weapon Lord in front of that. That is definitely not happening. Not in this lifetime. Yeah. Persona 4 Arena is a good game. I'm just not good at arena. I'm not good at anime fighters. I don't know why.
Really? Because the next anime fighter, I think you got me, was Samurai Deeper Kyo.
Samurai Deeper Kyo.
She Samurai my Deeper to like Kyo.
You have no idea how many times he said that line after we recorded the video. It's quickly becoming the second big joke of ours after Girl Fight. Like, what the fuck? Samurai Deeper Kyo.
I'm gonna have to put that in mid, honestly.
Okay, I thought you would put it in guilty pleasure. It's fine. But yeah, Samurai Deeper Kyo is I probably top 5 most obscure games we've played so far. It is really obscure. It is ridiculously obscure. Yeah, like if you've never played Samurai Deeper Kyo, it is bizarre. It is a bizarre game, but I've never like it's decent. It's perfectly fine for what it is. You know, an anime-based fighter that came out in 2002 for the PS1. It was a very late PS1 game.
Definitely
Like,
late.
If it was a PS2 game and they cleaned up the sprites, like I feel like it could have had a little bit more potential. But you know, for what it's worth, it's, you know, it's a game like worth playing once if you're into obscure PS1 games. Why not? Like, it's no Guilty Gear or anything, you know, it's not on that level, but for what it is, it's, you know, you can do a whole lot worse. So, yeah. Alright, next up.
Fighting for One Piece. Guilty pleasure.
Okay.
I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
Because even though you couldn't figure out shit, I figured it out very quickly.
And from what I can gather, the strategy behind Fighting for One Piece is hit button, continue hitting button, and don't stop hitting button. Yeah.
Then, just to troll, hit super button.
Yes. And upon doing that, you can hit as many buttons as you would like with no consequences. Yeah, I had never played. Neither one of us had played fighting for One Piece until that point. Like, One Piece definitely needs more fighting games, but more like, if you want to like the most like the closest we've gotten to a One Piece fighting game that we should get is the one on 3DS, Grand Pirate Coliseum, I think it's called.
I'd have to check that out on my DS.
Yeah, I think it was a Japanese exclusive.
I could still get those.
But, yeah. And, like, the most famous part of that game is how it can connect with Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden for a pseudo Dragon Ball Cross One Piece game. But, like, there's, like, caveats. Like, you can't mix and match characters between the two games and whatnot. So it's like, that's why it's like a pseudo crossover, because you can only play characters from the game you're playing.
Right.
So, like, if you're playing Extreme Butoden, you can only have the Dragon Ball characters. If you're playing Great Pirate Coliseum, you can only play as the One Piece characters. So, yeah.
Right.
But, anyhow, yeah. Fighting for One Piece on PS2 does not have that restriction, but, you know, I feel like if we unlocked more characters, because there are quite a few unlockable characters in that game, and I forget which ones are in there. I think Ace might be one of them, and some of them, I don't remember. But, like, there were quite a few hidden characters, so it's like, maybe if we do rematch it one of these days, we should unlock the whole roster.
But you know what we are definitely rematching?
Melee.
Oh, shoot. Hold on.
Please.
Damn it, computer, cooperate.
Really? Over Heritage for the Future?
Well, I mean, I was just trying to put it in the list, but...
just on there, because you're not really putting any, like, weightedness. The only thing you're doing is leaving small arms at the bottom of Guilty Pleasure.
Yes.
Okay. But, yeah. Melee.
Melee.
Even though I shut you out.
I still enjoyed myself watching you shut me out.
Yeah. Like, speaking of games that the magic really can't be recaptured for, like, even though I do like Smash Ultimate, I have my problems with Smash Ultimate, but, you know, Smash Ultimate's still a good game, and, you know, I have my respect for 64, and even Brawl, like, Brawl has a lot of upsides, even though it has quite a few downsides too. You know, like, Melee is just a special game, and, like, the only, like, even from playing it casually, like, as a kid, like, it just, like, I grew up with both Melee and Brawl, and a little bit of 64. And, like, even though I have childhood nostalgia for all those games, like, Melee is just that fucking game, man.
It's Melee.
Like, there's no other way to describe it. Like, it's a game that frankly should not be as good as it is. The game was rushed to hell. It had, what, 18 months of development? Because
Only 18?
yeah, because 64 came out at, like, the end of the N64's life cycle. And what I imagine is that Sakurai wanted to save Melee for later. Or, I don't even know if he wanted to make a sequel initially. Because, like, Sakurai's always had reservations about making Smash a franchise until later, where he was like, yeah, why not? Because, like, with Smash 4 onwards, he was like, yeah, why not? Let's keep this going. You know, that's why I'm saying that Smash is not entirely dead, because, like, people thought he retired after Ultimate, and then he came back with Kirby Air Riders.
Right.
So, that's why Smash is, like, yeah, you can't disregard it. But in terms of the games themselves, like, yeah, Nintendo forced Melee to be a launch title for the GameCube, and he was like, well, yeah, I guess we're just doing this now. And yeah, the development of Melee was super fucking rushed, and, like, they had to make sure the roster was bigger and better than ever, and, you know, they had to take advantage of the GameCube controller more because it was completely different from the N64 controller. So yeah, we got side specials in that game, so all characters have 4 special moves instead of just 3. You know, you got air dodging, and yeah, I think you got tether grabs, and just all these innovations to the gameplay, and unintentionally, because of how rushed it was, when you learn the advanced mechanics, which I grant you, much like a game like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or like Third Strike or something, from a casual perspective, you can have fun with Melee just smashing buttons. But if you want to really learn Melee and like the competitive stuff, because you saw me doing that in the episode.
Yeah, you were sweating.
Yeah, like when you get to that point, the skill, like casual level, it's like you can have fun with it a touch, even though, you know, some stuff like not being able to grab the ledge when you're turned away from it, or like the gravity of it, because like I think you could tell from between that game and Ultimate that Melee had like a lot more gravity to it, because like in Ultimate you can kind of just hang out in the air unless you're playing a character like Ganondorf, but like a grand majority of that roster you have to kill them by killing them. Like you can't, like, recovery is almost a non-issue in Ultimate, which is one of my gripes that I have with it. In Melee, like, you have to be a lot more deliberate with it, but in turn, that also makes your recovery a lot more predictable, and therefore you have to be a lot more creative with how you get to that point. You know, especially you have to take into account that edge guarding in Melee is so much more brutal. Like, edge guarding in Ultimate can be brutal, but like it depends on which character.
When they grab you, it's like, bruh.
Yeah. With certain characters and their chain grabs, like I didn't even do it as Marth. Like you could at least for like half a stock or whatever, you could probably just loop up throw over and over and over again, and build up enough damage. Like, I think you could build up enough damage to either hit an F smash and knock them far enough away to where you put yourself in advantage right there, or just kill them outright. But then again, Marth's best move is his forward smash, and it's really fucking busted. But yeah, either way, I want to play more Melee. Dark Ace has said that he's, we haven't made any moves towards it, but it's like, maybe this year I might finally get him to hit the button. And if we do, that moment will be sweet. I'll have, like, I've been starting to hit the lab with Melee again, because I want to be ready. I do not want my words to be empty.
I respect your dedication to it.
So yeah, maybe if we do Melee again, we should do a Kania build for the bonus characters.
Bad.
Kind of like with Marvel 3, because some extra characters been added. They added Lucas and Diddy Kong and Charizard, and I think even Sonic and Tails. So yeah. Anyhow, we're getting down to the wire here. Fatal Fury 1, the original.
Where do you think you should put it?
Well, we played the Genesis version, which was definitely a factor. If you're gonna play the original Fatal Fury, the arcade version is a bit weird with multiplayer, because you only get 3 characters, and you have to, like, set it between, like, the co-op modes and all that. But, with the Genesis version, you have all the characters except for Huajai and Billy Kane. We weren't missing very much.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, but the Genesis version adds new moves, and the gameplay overall feels a bit smoother and whatnot, so I think we definitely made the right call.
Yeah.
Playing that version. Even though I made the mistake of letting you play as Geese Howard.
Yeah.
Why did I unlock Geese? But yeah. Honestly, for super early fighting game standards,
it was pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know why people call it a Street Fighter knockoff, even though it was made... The main guy who made it was the same guy who directed the original Street Fighter. So it's like...
Hey.
Yeah. It literally has Street Fighter in its DNA. Without Street Fighter, you wouldn't have Fatal Fury. Or any fighting games, really.
So pay your respects.
So, yeah, but, I mean... Fatal Fury helped take fighting games and push them into what they are today. And, you know... Maybe one of these days we'll get one of the other Fatal Furies. And, we'll continue to see how the series has evolved. Because, like... The games you've played from Fatal Fury so far are good, but, like, not, like, the peak. You know, we haven't played games like Fatal Fury Special, or Real Bout Special, or Real Bout 2, or Garo Mark of the Wolves. Even City of the Wolves has its moments of being cool. So, yeah, that's like, you know... Hopefully we get to see some more Fatal Fury action in the coming episodes. But now we're at the final one, World Heroes 2, the game that I'm still stalling for the credit quest for. Because, yeah, I really don't want to credit quest it.
Yeah, I didn't really like this game much myself.
Really? You won the Soul Calibur 2 art book with it, though.
I did.
But it was like Fight Fever to you? Like, was it compared? If I suppose it felt like Fight Fever to you.
It kind of did.
In what way though? Because I did not have that same problem. If it was World Heroes 1, I would kind of accept that, but with World Heroes 2, World Heroes 2 was a lot smoother than Fight Fever.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm struggling to remember a bit.
It's the game with all the with all the parodies of historical figures, and all that. Mudman. Mudman. Yeah.
Okay, I was misremembering, actually.
Oh.
I'm definitely gonna put it more in pretty freaking good because it did feel responsive.
Yeah, I was about to say that
My apologies, guys.
Yeah.
My apologies.
I know World Heroes 1 was with World Heroes 1 I would agree with you because I had that problem with World Heroes 1, but from World Heroes 2 onwards they feel a lot better. Like ADK got their shit together with World Heroes 2 onwards. Even though it might be one of those situations where even though World Heroes 2 Jet and World Heroes Perfect have more characters, some people might prefer the feel of World Heroes 2. But, personally, I would prefer the other sequels. Because I think I have all 3 of the other World Heroes games on the Wii U. So, we may wind up getting 2 Jet or Perfect down the line. And I can tell you those play better than World Heroes 2. Because I think either by 2 Jet or Perfect, they get rid of the holding down the button for attack strengths. That's the one thing that throws me about World Heroes, is that it's not like KOF or something where it's like, one button is one strength. Like, you have a light punch and a light kick and a heavy punch and so on and so forth. You have to tap the button for a light attack, and then you have to hold it for a heavy. And it's so weird when you know the move you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a crouching sweep, what would essentially be a crouch D in any other Neo Geo fighting game, you have to crouch and then hold down B and hope the move comes out. that part is awful.
Yes.
I don't like that. But in terms of actually getting the special moves out and character movement and all that, it's a significant...
Catching your opponent off guard,
Yeah.
It does feel nice.
That part was a significant upgrade. So, yeah. Maybe World Heroes 2 is also kind of in that awkward middle brother camp that Budokai 2 is in, where it's like, if we play the sequels, it might move down.
Right.
But, for right now, that's where it'll be. Would you like to make any changes to the tier
No,
list?
I think I'm pretty satisfied, I'll be honest.
Okay.
As long as Small Arms stays at the bottom of Guilty Pleasure, that's fine. And as long as Criticom stays below where it belongs, even more than fine.
If it calls for it sometime down the road, we might just have to make a Criticom tier. like a whole tier of like the worst games, just named after Criticom.
Fine.
But maybe that may.
We might as well just be like
It depends
doing
on
one
what-
of those tier lists where we just casually make one whole tier for this one specific game, and that's just gonna be Criticom at the bottom.
Yeah, but we'll see about that in time. Well, thank you all for watching this video. Almost 2 hours long. Holy mother of God! I never think these tier list videos are gonna be that. I don't think they're gonna be that long, and then they just are.
They always will be.
Yeah, for real. But I think we paced the songs enough to keep up with it. So I'm not really gonna struggle on that front. So yeah.
With all that said and done,
I have been Reaper Vegas,
and I've been Dan.
and we will see you all next time.